David Hogg says he is stepping aside from his role at the Democratic National Committee after the party voted on a plan that would force him to run for his job all over again. Hogg, who had just recently been elected as vice chair, angered many in the party with his plan to spend millions of dollars on primary challenges against fellow Democrats in an effort to bring younger voices into the fold. The move follows the release of an internal audio recording where party chairman Ken Martin is heard complaining about Hogg's role.
I'll be very honest with you, for the first time in my 100 days on this job, and Jessica knows this, the other night I said to myself for the first time, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't think you intended this, but you essentially destroyed any chance I have to show the leadership that I need to. So it's really frustrating.
And Sam, I think that frustrating is a nice way of putting the way that members of the DNC are feeling right now, because this vote that they took to basically hold another vote on some of their key vice chair slots was actually because of some kind of a bylaw or regulation that members felt that they misinterpreted. But what my sources say is that it very clearly became, if they voted to revote, which they did, it was a referendum on Hogg. And I think him saying, I'm not going to run again, is reading the writing on the wall. But Eugene Daniels and I were talking about this at the end of my show. Is it better to have him in the official tent or outside of it, still doing the agitating at the grassroots level that he was always going to be doing?
Well, to be clear, what Ken Martin said there, I said every day to Jonathan Lemire when I was his editor at Politico. I don't know if I have the will to go on.
And yet here
I am. Yeah. So you can survive this, Ken Martin. Secondarily, look, let's just be clear. Like, David Hogg obviously brings an incredible amount of vigor and energy and youth, which is primarily what they need in the Democratic Party. But it's fundamentally crazy to be a DNC official and launch $20 million worth of primary campaigning against against Democrats. I mean, it's just antithetical to the committee. And so it couldn't exist in that fashion. Now, is it worse to have him out than in? We'll find out. I mean, he might, as you say, I'd hope I don't get in trouble, piss on the tent. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, something like that.
I was saying it without saying.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry if I got in trouble there. But
I no longer have the will.
Okay, but I do think, you know, you can't live with that in the DNC. It's just fundamentally not applicable. So this is they had to get to this place at some point in time. They chose to rip off the Band-Aid. It was inartful. But there was no other outcome.
That was also my understanding of, like, the way that the DNC apparatus had been trying to deal with this, Jonathan, is the fact that they were trying to keep David Hogg within the fold, understanding the generational momentum that he was carrying, but then also trying to tell him, hey, wait, we don't play in primaries like that. We have to have neutrality. And ultimately, that tension spilled over quite publicly.
Yeah, no question there. Also some smart analysis there from Sam Stein in his final appearance on MSNBC. Coming up here.